in one of these very rare occasions to congratulate the Inspector General of Police, the Director of DCI, and all the officers within our police service for the good work that they have exhibited, not just in this case, but also in cracking the unfortunate murder of the late Were. And I think, Honorable Speaker, we have not taken time to congratulate them also because of the swiftness with which they were able to apprehend the culprits or the criminals who murdered the late Were. And I want to believe that they are still working to ensure that they get even the sponsors of the people who pulled the trigger on the late Were. But, Honorable Speaker, this matter is not as light as we may be taking it, because it's a matter that flies right into the face of this Constitution, Honorable Speaker. Chapter 6 of the Integrity of the Leadership and Integrity Act. Honorable Speaker, if you allow me, Article 73 says that responsibilities of leadership, authority assigned to a state officer, is a public trust to be exercised in a manner that, 3, brings honor to the nation and dignity to the office and promotes public confidence in the integrity of the office. We are not discussing one of us, because we need a motion to be before the House to discuss any one of us. But it is the dignity of the office of a member of parliament that is in question today, Honorable Speaker. If a member of parliament who has been elected by his people to come and represent them in this House can dare engage in the kind of criminality that we have seen the Honorable Koimburi engage in, Honorable Speaker, this should be one of the saddest days for this House, Honorable Speaker. This is the same member, Honorable Speaker, who last year claimed that members of parliament were being paid 2 million shillings to vote on the finance bill. You will remember, all of you, that the Honorable Koimburi appeared before this House, apologized, and in our magnanimity, we accepted his apology and let that go. Honorable Speaker, as a House, we must not let this pass. We must not let it pass. When we forgave Honorable Koimburi and let it go, the impeachment of this drama director, I don't know whether he's a script writer or the drama director. Malala might be the script writer, the director is a former deputy president, and the actor now is Koimburi. Just like during the impeachment process, as the Honorable Junet says, the former deputy president appeared here looking very dark. But because he knew there was no cross-examination in the National Assembly during the impeachment process, he had the audacity and the guts to come and try defend himself here. But he did not have the courage to face the House where he would be cross-examined. He faked sickness, ended up being admitted in Karen Hospital, apparently in the same room, same bed. I am not certain, and I want to speak to my good friend, Dr. Gekonyo, a man of very high integrity and a good doctor in this country, and plead with him not to allow his hospital to be misused by these people who are otherwise common street criminals, Honorable Speaker, I dare say. The Honorable Koimburi was saying, Honorable Speaker, again went to the media and said that members of parliament were being paid, I think, 500,000 or something like that, 5 million shillings, to impeach a deputy president who deserved nothing more than what he got. In fact, we should have impeached Rigathi Gachagua probably a year before. And Kenyans now will vindicate this House that Kenyans were being saved from greater trouble from this man, Honorable Speaker, and the drama that we are seeing. It's unfortunate, Honorable Speaker, that this circus has pulled into it other dignified leaders like your good friend, the former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka, who I saw yesterday at Karen Hospital, together with our former Speaker, J.B. Muturi, saying that there are people who claim there was a self-abduction. Now it is clear that Honorable Koimburi self-abducted himself, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I appeared on a show on Al Jazeera TV last month but one, on the 4th of February or the 5th of February. And I was put to task on the question of abductions in this country. Because you remember the president committing that he will end abductions. And many people never understood. And people would ask, who is abducting people? And I remember Honorable Speaker saying, there was information that had been shared that there were even members of parliament who planned to kidnap or abduct themselves and blame the state. Honorable Speaker, time is a healer, and time is also a vindicator. I think many things are being vindicated over time. That when the police said we were not abducting people, there were other forces. Now Kenyans need to start filling in the gaps. When last year, Honorable Speaker, and I said yesterday, when we were debating the adjournment motion by the Honorable Junet, when on the 25th of June, Kenyans rallied around the country on account of misinformation and disinformation around issues touching on the finance bill, Honorable Speaker, we said it to the nation that many of the things that were offensive to Kenyans had been removed from that bill. But nobody listened, Honorable Speaker, because of the negativity, the propaganda that was being pushed by this group, Honorable Speaker. I don't want to say, Wamunyoro is a very good village. And you know, Honorable Speaker, I have confessed that I have married a beautiful lady from Nyeri. And is one of the villages in Madera constituency represented by the Honorable Amombi. Therefore, let us not accuse that good village. This is a character of a person and a group around him that believes you can only advance opposition politics either using violence, deceit, bloodshed, and that is why you saw the things that were in the adjournment motion by Honorable Junet yesterday. The unfortunate reference to the 2007 post-election violence, Honorable Speaker. Because these are people who have no agenda for this country. And all they desire is chaos and anarchy for our country. Honorable Speaker, I want to plead with you, because you are the chair of our Powers and Privileges Committee. Irrespective of what the National Police Service and the Director of Prosecution or the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission do with the Honorable Koimburi, the Powers and Privileges Committee of this House must be seized of this matter of Honorable Koimburi. And I also want to speak to the people of Juja. They are a great people who have been denied proper representation in this House. And I don't want to discuss the member, Honorable Speaker, but the people of Juja are suffering, and I've been there, I know. Right now I'm addressing issues, Honorable Speaker, in my office, touching on electricity connectivity in Juja, and the MP has the audacity to send them a message on their WhatsApp group telling them you can go ask for your electricity from Ruto. I left that government. Whether you are in a government or not, you are elected as a member of parliament to represent your people. When they question you, when they ask you for services, answer them in a dignified manner. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I want to say the police have done their work. The Director of Prosecution, the DPP, must do his work. EACC, because of Chapter 6 of our Constitution, must do their work on the matter of ethics of public officers that the Honorable Koimburi has contravened. Our Powers and Privileges Committee, Honorable Speaker, which you chair, must now be seized of this matter and take the necessary action. The people of Juja must know you can also recall a member of parliament who is not working for you, who is not serving your interests, who is not representing you, a member of parliament who believes his only work is to follow another man in funerals and other social gatherings. singing songs of praise to a man, Honorable Speaker. With that, Honorable Speaker, I want to pray, Honorable Speaker, especially to you, as our chair of the Powers and Privileges Committee, please do something. Not because of Honorable Koimburi, but to save the dignity and the honor of the office of a member of parliament, Honorable Speaker. I submit.
Thank you. I don't want to open debate on this. Senior Counsel, I'll give you a minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me first thank you for the wisdom of directing the inquiry through members of the relevant committee, and say that it is important. The concern to find out what happened is not born out of anything in the standing orders. But it was a concern for a colleague, because we must all be concerned when a colleague is in distress. And therefore, I find 4 very unique things about this matter. One, which is very positive on the part of the police, is the swiftness of the inquiry. I hope we can have such swiftness in all matters. 2 is the openness in terms of the update of what happened. I think that is also a very good thing, and they are to be commended. There are also 2 very unique things which are to be discouraged. The one is that while we call on the police to do investigation, then they are blocked from accessing our colleague, who is the only primary person who can give the most useful information. That is disabling the police. And then we might blame them. The second one, which I find unique, is something is developing where when one is admitted, then people come and give updates on their medical condition, people who are not medical practitioners, within the vicinity of the hospital. That usually does not happen in most hospitals. I think that's unique to this very able establishment. And it is not a good thing, because then you don't know if one is speaking authoritatively or not. But that said, Mr. Speaker, abduction is a very serious thing. Unlike my colleagues, I want to welcome the preliminary report by the police, but as they've stated, it's a preliminary report. It's not a conclusive report. I expect that there will be a conclusive report. Once it is concluded, Mr. Speaker, if indeed there were people who are involved in kidnapping our colleagues, they must be prosecuted. But if indeed there were people who are, who coined this up and it was not true, they too must be prosecuted. Because abductions in this country and killings have become so many, and we don't want to speculate as to whether one has done it themselves or not, by the police or by the crooks. But that said, Mr. Speaker, once it is concluded, unlike my colleagues, I believe the right thing to do is that the police must prosecute those who are involved. But I do not agree that it's within the ambit of this House. I do not believe that you can then bring matters that have happened outside the precincts of Parliament and then bring them within the Privileges Committee. I think that ultimately is between the employer and our employers are the voters,